Hi guys, Imtishan, and we're here at Barari at the farm to check out the all-new 2016 Honda Civic, the car the fanboys have been waiting for. It's all new from the ground up, longer, lower, wider, and it's the first time that Honda may no longer be interested in making boring cars. Let's be honest, they've been making boring cars for a really, really long time. But this isn't boring at all. It's a much smarter looking car. It's got lots and lots of kit. This one even has, if I can fish out the keys from my bum pocket, it's got remote start. So it does have a lot of kit standard, paddle shifts on the top end turbo. Yes, I said turbo because now the Civic comes with a turbo motor. The top end's a 1.5 litre, 180 horsepower turbo, with all hooked up to CVTs. That includes the regular car, which is a 2 litre, 155 horsepower turbo. So if you don't like CVTs, well, you're SOL. But I think most people are going to find these turbos, these Civics with these CVTs are a pretty good match. Prices start at 70,900, go up to 95,900 for the top spec. This is the EX behind me, and it's got all the basic stuff you expect: alloys and 7-inch screen, a nicer, much nicer interior. I think a lot of people are going to look pretty favorably on this car, and I'm looking forward to checking it out in more detail. So I think the exterior is a lot more interesting. It's got the Honda face up front. It's got that plastic silver mustache thing. So I'm not a big fan of that, but you do have the bisecting grills and so on. It's a more Accord-like car. It's a much bigger car. This is the size of an 80s Accord. It's got very strong shoulders and this sort of circular character line that gives it flanks that we know people out here like these muscular bodies. It's got alloys standard on this mid-spec 2 litre EX. This is 78,900. It's got quite a long body. It's not a hatchback, though it looks like it. It's actually a sedan. I want to get back and show you what the tail, one of my favorite parts of the car is this tail. It's got these C-section tail lights, which have a very aggressive, very Japanese feel about them, but with a bit of muscular Europeanism. Let's see what the boot's like. Yeah, pretty spacious boot. It'll do your airport runs and so on. The height's good, plenty of height. There are floor mats here because this car is brand new, of course. Let's have a quick look since we're looking at the exterior. Look how slanted that roof is. Do you think the headroom's going to be affected? Well, let's find out in a second, shall we? Good access interior. I'm going to see if I can get in, not bang my head. And you know what? Quite nice in here. The reverse, the materials are typical Honda, so you're going to get in this segment, you're going to get lots of plastics, but hard plastics, but nice surfaces. Classic dimpled finish for the side panels. The teardrop door handles, which in this case are plastic, though they look like metal. So you can see where the cost cutting went on in the back, but overall it's a nice place to be, and actually I'm okay for headroom. I think Shahzad might struggle. This slanting roof has definitely cut in, so those over 6'1", 6'2" might struggle, but then they really shouldn't be in Civics anyway. Let's have a quick look at the front and see where we stand. So now let's have a look at the front, the bit where most of you are going to see, and I'm going to get in there and switch the AC on so I don't die. Start button, by the way. Start. Look at that, very fancy dancy. So this is a Civic, can you believe, with a startup sequence. So let's put the AC on so Imtishan doesn't die. Quickly AC, climate. Still launching up. All right, let's have some AC. Let's keep it on whatever, low. So as you can see, fingerprint magnet, that dashboard, because they got a big 7-inch screen here. It's very fancy. It's got CarPlay, by the way. It's got CarPlay, so it can support all your iPhones. I don't know if it has Android Auto. I don't think it does. That's smartphone connection. This is clearly new because we saw a similar system in the Honda City, and this feels like a generation up from that. There's no navigation except for the 1.5 turbo. This is the mid-spec car. I'm pretty sure Honda will add that for you as an option. So it's really easy to operate. Again, the problem with having these kinds of black piano finishes is that they get very dusty very quickly. Let's have a look at the rest of it. Of course, climate controls down here and so on. Very simple, very Honda. I would like the physical volume button, but there doesn't seem to be one. So you got to keep doing this, which is not ideal. I'm sure the steering wheel has something. And this is people for the CR-V will be comfortable with that. Oh, and they do. But it's like this weird toggle and lots of other buttons as well for this system. It's quite smart. I quite like it. I mean, it's better than the old double deck thing they have, where now in the old Civics, now they've got a normal instrument cluster with speedo, etc., and it's not bisecting your vision. Seating's quite comfortable. Let's have a look at this. Oh, here's the actual gear shift. and good, nice, firm detents through the gears. Lots of blank buttons, I think, for stuff that we don't get out here. Got a big econ button, which I hate to press, and actually made the AC quieter immediately, but we're in the Middle East. Electronic parking brake, so no handbrake antics for you, and of course, a brake hold feature. Lots of high-end stuff. So this doesn't feel like a Civic anymore. It feels like, honestly, it feels more modern than the Accord. I'm going to say headroom's pretty good. Sunroof, of course, as you'd expect. What have we got here? No sunglass holder. Oh, where's somebody put your sunglasses? Oh, so maybe here in the Suburb Center copy, which I'm opening for the first time. Oh, and we've got, of course, the USB jack. Pretty deep space. And a nice American-sized cup holder here. Once I take the cigarette out. Yeah, that's got some crap in it. So overall, I think a pretty interesting car. Can't wait to see what the full review is like, which will be with you very shortly on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, of course, and all the rest. Thanks for watching. So I hope you've enjoyed our quick little look at the Honda Civic. I do want to point out something else that I've just learned from the wonderful gentleman at Honda. If you're wondering, this is the Civic, where's the Civic Type R? 300 brake horsepower, 2-liter turbo monster. And guess what? We're not going to get it. His official word is we're not going to get it for now because Honda doesn't want us to have it. They don't believe, Honda Middle East, not Al Futtaim Honda, I should say, they'd happily sell you anything. But Honda Middle East doesn't really believe that the Civic would sell out here. So it's up to you to go and tell them, folks, that maybe we should bring it. In the meantime, the 1.5 turbo is the performance model, and that's going to be the performance model for the foreseeable future. Not even with a manual gearbox, just with the CVT. We know America is coming up with a manual one, but it's extremely unlikely that we'll ever see one out here. So if you're looking for a Type R, talk to your local Honda dealer. Send letters to Honda Middle East, send their Facebook page, bombard them if you want a Type R. But for now, this is the fastest Civic you'll see on the roads.